Okie dokie, I believe we are all the way live. Hello and welcome to my graveyard. I'm your host of the evening, the Cemetery Man. From Salem, as always taking names of kicking candy ass, live and over here with you on Grande's Graveyard. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my graveyard when any and all horror lovers are welcome. Hope you all having a wonderful week this week. It was quite a long day at work today, man. I was just like beat and shot and whatnot. And I had a cardiologist appointment after work and that all went well, thankfully. So, we're still recovering from the post symptoms of the COVID bullshit or whatever. But I'm one less doctor down. No more cardiologist, just pulmonologist and hematologist. And then once those clean bills of health come back, hopefully, cross your fingers and everything, then I'll be completely recovered and can enjoy my rest of my life, if you will. But King named Gore is in the house. First one here. Good brother Corey, what's going on, my friend? How are you, man? Long day. What's up, dude? Yeah, it was a long fucking day, man. How are you? How was your day? I hope good. Hope you're chilling like a villain like always. Me and Corey have been shooting the shit lately, man, and we may just have something planned for you all this coming summer, so that's pretty cool. Gid Dahmer's here, Bloodbound Productions, my good brother. Dude, hope all is well. Thank you, man. I am doing a lot better, and yeah, it's just a lot of follow-up appointments. It's a pain in the ass, but hey, man, they saved my life, so I am very, very grateful for that. Right on, Rocky. Hell yeah, Ty Junebug Films. How are you tonight, my friend? Wouldn't be the same without you. Thank you, Gid. I appreciate that so much. I really do. So some cool news we found out last night. Last night, Mr. Nightwatch Zone and Miss Coriander, they actually went live and announced the Horror YouTuber of the Month award. And yours truly actually pulled the W. So I was pretty humbled and flattered by that. They were so cool to even think of me to nominate me. And then let alone next thing I know, I win. I mean, it was just truly humbling. And like everything I went through in March, like the worst month of my life, probably, then to turn around in May and win something like that is just so damn cool. So I wanted to say thank you to everybody who voted, not even just for me, but for everybody who voted for Corey, who voted for Hey Internet's Eric, who voted for, any of us. I really appreciate all of you guys that came out and supported us. And, I really, it means a lot to me because it was a really, like, when I got nominated, I was like, oh, that's just nice that I got nominated, and then next thing I see is I won. I was just like, wow, like this is incredible. So it put the biggest smile on my face. It was really, really nice. And Soulless Trenchcoat is in the house. What's going on, my man? How are you? Staying frosty tonight, I hope? I hope so. I saw you doing like a 4.5 hour live stream when I was at work. I was like, he's still going, but I couldn't listen because it was just fucking really busy day. I'm chilling. Day was busy. Just recorded the HYSYS show. Won't drop till Saturday, Sunday. LOL. Watching Exorcist. You're watching Exorcist 2, The Heretic? Holy fucking shit, man. Good luck. That's a fucking piece of shit. 2 hours and I think it's like 2 hours and 20 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. That's a brutal film, man. Good luck with that shit. I don't know if you do acid at all, but I would I've never done drugs, but I would recommend you fucking drop acid for sure, because that's a piece of shit. Dude, thank you. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you to say. Ty Juma Films, I think it was a gift from God that you won. Yeah, I would agree with that for sure, man. Maybe there's some divine intervention for sure. Sheed, I knew you'd take the W. Congrats again. Thank you, man. Corey, you've always got my back. I appreciate it. Hey, Internet, it's Eric here. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're having a wonderful week. And congrats, dude. Have you shit on Troll yet? No, we're not even into the meat potatoes. We literally just went live. I'm just doing a little intro here. I, of course, wanted to say cheers to everybody to a wonderful weekend after tomorrow. I know that you usually could see what I'm fucking drinking, but I promise you there's some badass Fanta, orange Fanta in here. So Chars, I got some Wendy's after the doctor. I mean, only one logical place to go after the fucking heart doctor is to get a fucking Dave's triple at Wendy's, right? I mean, come on. I mean, that's simple math, if you will. Let's see. Soulless Trenchcoat. Yeah, man, I have issues. No, I thought it was funny. I was just like, oh my gosh. I was like, he's still going. Like, I just thought that was GCC, man. I really did. Levy was so boring. 50 minutes left. Dude, I wish you the best of luck. I don't know. That is a fucking bad film. Like, I don't know a soul that likes The Exorcist 2, man. Not one motherfucker. I'm dropping acid while watching this movie. I'll fuck around and have a bad trip. Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, the thing is, too, though, that movie could put you to sleep because it's just so damn dull and shit. Like, there's nothing going on in that movie. Like, Linda Blair just walking around. I know there's a scene where she, like, almost walks off a ledge and shit. Like, I don't know. That's just a really piece of shit movie in my opinion. Like one of the most shitty sequels of all time that people don't really ever mention all that much. But I don't know, just it's not my cup of tea when it comes to good horror sequels. I can't go to Wendy's. I got really tired of Wendy's because I had Wendy's for 6 months straight one time because I planted all the roses at the local Wendy's in one district. Wow. That's a lot of Wendy's. 6 months straight of fucking Wendy's. Wow. That's crazy. What I know you're sick of it, but what would be your go-to meal? I got to hear that. Because like lately, I really like to get the Dave's triple with everything on except tomato. I'm big like if you're going to put ketchup on it, that doesn't have to be tomato on it. I don't know if I'm the only guy that feels that way, but like a giant ass Dave's triple. I mean, enough to fucking clog your arteries, you know, no tomato, and then a large fry, 2 4-piece nuggets, and a large fucking Fanta. Like that's like my shit at Wendy's. That's my go-to at least. At least lately. I mean, years and years ago, back when I did security overnights, I would get the Baconator. I would do the classic. I remember I had the yellow fries box. Anybody remember that? When Wendy's fries were a lot better than they are now. I don't know. I'm kind of on Wendy's fries now. They're the sea salt, sea cut, natural. I don't know, like too healthy for me. I don't like it. No, granted, Wendy's is a great place to eat. If it's one of the options, I will eat there. But got really tired when he's of Wendy's probably meant. But yeah, no, I can understand that. Any place that can happen too. James Earl Jones didn't want to be credited for Star Wars, yet he is an Exorcist 2 front and center pretending to be a tiger. FML. Dude, yeah, no, I don't know. That's a bad film. Probably just the burger and fries and pretzel bun and a Dr. Pepper. That sounds nice. I'm a huge fan of Dr. Pepper. AJ Zetro's in the house and he's angry because I want to take a big ass shit on Hatchet, which I know he loves. And I don't know. We were talking slightly about Ghoulies, but I couldn't tell if he liked Ghoulies or not. So I guess we'll get there. Like, I'm not positive. I don't know. But this is just going to be, you know, because something I found out, like, after I did that Wrong Turn stream, that got like 8,000 views and is like by far my most watched episode. Like, I don't even think there's one Grande's Graveyard that has half of the amount of views that one did. And the majority of that Wrong Turn episode is me just shitting on 3 through 6. Like, I put 1 and 2 over in the first like 40 minutes. And then the last like hour and 20 minutes is me shitting on all the other movies. And like, for some reason, people seem to really love when I shit on something. And like, for the most part, Grande's Graveyard has been one of those podcasts, at least in my life, where I've been more positive, I feel like, than not. I know some people may disagree, but definitely, more positive. But it seems like people like when I rant. So tonight's going to be one of those ranting episodes, one of very few. By the way, this is episode 98 of Grande's Graveyard. We're going to have a big 100th episode celebration in just a couple weeks from now. We're going to have some giveaways, some Q&As, all that good stuff planned. So I've got all that planned out. That's a couple weeks from now. But yeah, it's crazy. This is episode number 98, and this is one of the few ones where pretty much every movie I discuss is going to be a rant in some way, shape, or form. King Gore says, no tomato, ketchup is for children. Well, I'm a child. I'm like a 24-year-old child that has a shitty Amish beard because he's on blood thinners. Like, that's just me, though. I don't know. And burger with everything on it, grilled onions. I'm a huge onions guy. Love me some grilled onions, man. Are you a pickles guy, Ty? I don't know. I'm a big pickles guy, for sure. No Corey, trust me. Yeah, good luck with that shit. You're a brave soul for putting that on. Hold on. You like Scream 3 and you're going to shit on the first Hatchet. That's me, man. That's me. I'm gonna, and I will, down the road, I figure I'll do a Scream episode because I've only discussed the first Scream on here. And I love the first Scream. And believe it or not, Scream is one of the only franchises where I like all the movies. The show is a piece of shit. The show, like, I watched 2 episodes of the first season and I fucking said, no, like, this shit's bad. Like, this is not going to happen. So I turned the show off. But the movies, I like all 4. I really do. And my favorite sequel of the 3 sequels is Scream 3. So that'll be for another show where I defend that movie. And maybe I'll just have the horror boy on because I know that King Gore always laughs at me. He says, oh, you and Nate are the only 2. But I don't know. I kind of enjoy Scream 3. Oh, I know. James just shows up yelling our faces. Dude, I wish the blind James Earl Jones showed up from The Sandlot and was just like told stories about baseball instead of that shitty Exorcist movie where he's fucking pretending to be a fucking tiger at the end. Like, holy shit. Oh, shoot, you almost had 100. Yeah, man, 100 episodes. This month we'll hit number 100 is on June the 17th, I believe. And I'll be doing this huge, I got a double giveaway. Hopefully we'll do a Q&A, have a big ass fun graveyard celebration here in a couple weeks. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'll give more details on that as we inch closer to that date, though. Faux show. Everything means everything, especially pickles. Hell yeah, man. I love pickles. I know a lot of people are picky with pickles, but I dig them. I'm about to skip till Reagan's possessed. This is trash. LOL. And now let me on there and chop. All right. Hey, man, if you want to talk Scream, we can talk Scream. I mean, we can totally, not tonight, but in a future Scream, you know, we could talk about Scream. I am down to defend Scream 3. You know, I'm always down to defend that movie. But we're about 10 minutes in. I suppose we can get into the meat and potatoes of this son of a bitch. And, man, I was thinking, what should I do for a show where I'm negative? You know, because like I was saying before, a lot of my shows, I'm generally putting movies over. At least I like to think so. Granted, every now and again, I'll bury one on an episode and stuff like that. But this is going to be a fun and like creative episode, if you will, because these are movies that were considered, in my opinion, to be worst first movies. So are these the worst horror movies of all time? No. But when it comes to movies that went on to spawn either one sequel or a franchise, I consider these to be the worst original films of those bunch. Because let's face it, like, I feel like a lot of YouTubers on here, they'll get up into, oh, what's the worst remakes? And hell, I've even done that. We've done a top 10 worst remakes show. Oh, what's the best remakes? So people want to talk about stuff like that. And then they want to talk about the olden days. But what about those movies that are original and spawn sequels that I'm just not a fan of? And maybe it struck a chord with somebody because all of these movies were at least successful enough to dawn another movie. And whether I like them or not, that's kind of the point of this at the end of the day is these movies found a home somewhere. These movies were in some ways considered to be a hit. And whether it be a one-hit wonder, whether it be a movie I find to be overrated, which most of these I kind of find overrated, not going to lie, I figured this would be a really fun episode to do and kind of get into some unpopular opinions I have about movies that went on to be successful in one way, shape, or form. Hey, Internet, it's Eric says, I wish I was the blind James Earl Jones from The Sandlot so I wouldn't have been able to watch. You would have been able to hear it, though, a lot better. I don't know. I would as long as you could have chilled with, Squints and fucking Hamilton Porter and all those kids from The Sandlot, maybe it would have been awesome. Scream 3 Battle Royale. Dude, I will be the last man standing in that Battle Royale. I'm telling you, handicap match. Oh, shit. Well, yeah, I'm going down. Unless I got Nate. I don't know. Maybe we'll make it a tag team Battle Royale match. But I guess we should start this show off hot, right? Because a lot of people last night on Instagram were like, fuck you, man. You don't like Hatchet? But I mean, I guess we'll start with that one because this is the one that's most fresh in my mind. I did watch this for show prep this week, and it is none other than from 2006. It is Adam Green's Hatchet. Yes, I'll give a brief plot synopsis if you already don't know what Hatchet is about, right? When a group of tourists in a New Orleans haunted swamp tour find themselves stranded in the wilderness, their evening of fun and spooks turns into a horrific nightmare. Hatchet. Adam Green. Victor Crowley. It almost makes me want to sing that old Ozzy Osbourne song, Mr. Crowley, and just like add in like fun lyrics like, Mr. Crowley, dun, 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 did you think you were good? Oh, Mr. Crowley, people misunderstood. They did misunderstand because this movie fucking stinks, all right? Discovering things that are classic and ripping them off. Your movie sucks, a big one. And I hate you, pretentious ass. All right, I'm sorry. Too much, too soon, too real. I don't know. A little too much. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. But Hatchet. I don't know. I don't know. This was hyped for hell and ever. Everybody and day mama was hyping this movie up. Old school American horror, not an American remake, not a Japanese remake. Originality is going to be brought back to the slasher film, blah, 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 blah. All this bullshit about originality. Well, Victor Crowley and the origin story of Victor Crowley was about a boy who was deformed and was bullied as a kid. Now, I mean, I can't think of any horror movies with a deformed child that was bullied and then later on became a killer. I don't know. I can't think of any one of those kind of movies. And and he burned to death, huh? He burned to death in his cabin, huh? I can't think of any single great slasher movie where the antagonist burned to death at the beginning of a cabin. I can't fathom one. I don't know. Y'all, I don't know. Personally, I don't know. But and he runs around with a hatchet and an overalls? Huh. I can't remember a single slasher movie. I don't know. Anything ring a bell to any of you? I don't know. If anything does, please let me know. I don't know. You get the picture. This is not an original fucking film. And people, I can hear you screaming at me through the screen. You fucking four-eyed motherfucker. Not all slasher films have to be original, all right, man? I get it. And that's the least of this movie's fucking problems. This is just sprinkles on the fucking cupcake. All right? That's sprinkles on the cupcake of why I don't. Here's the fucking frosting. And we're gonna listen to our good brother, the Soulless Trenchcoat, and we're gonna stay frosty on this show of the Graveyard tonight. We got a couple. AJ Zeitcher, you son of a bitch. You just love my Ozzy impression. I'll write a full ass song to shit on Hatchet. Okay, I love this movie, but this is the most unique way I've seen a bashing move. So I have to go against every instinct of my soulless body. Dude, thank you. See, we love this man. This is why we love Trenchy. And hey, I will preface this by before I keep going any more deeper on this. I respect each and every one of you that likes any of these movies. This is not, I don't mean to be personal or anything. This is just my unpopular opinion, and I'm going to have fun with it because why the hell not? Life is too fucking short, right? I hope you can't find your charger later on. Dude, man, I charged before, and I got the laptop charger plugged into the wall, but like I was saying, back to what I was saying. So sprinkles on the cupcake, and here is the fucking frosting, right? This movie was hyped for hell and ever. This movie was, this is going to reinvent the whole fucking thing. And I knew something was wrong originally when this could not get a fucking DVD release for the life of it. It took nearly 2 years for this son of a bitch to come out on fucking DVD. That's when I knew something was wrong. Second thing I knew something was wrong, holy shit, I've never heard of Adam Green. Now, since I've gone on to know Adam Green's filmography a lot better, and hey, I like Frozen. I'll put the movie over. I really, truly enjoy Adam Green's Frozen. But this, fucking garbage, in my opinion. You follow Joel David Moore, Dion Richmond, who Dion Richmond tried. This is not his fucking fault. I love Dion Richmond. Scream 3 alumni. I love him. But you follow them around. They go on this tour, and this is one of those classic shitty fucking gimmicks that a lot of independent horror movies do now, where we're just going to throw a bunch of independent horror icons in the movie for a minute. Our movie has Tony Todd. But he's in it for a minute. Our movie has Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund. But he gets killed in the opening minute. Our movie has John Carl Buechler. But he's only in for a minute. Our movie has Joshua Leonard from the Blair Witch Project. But he's only in it for a minute. Come on, Adam. You stink. All right? Let's just be fucking honest. And, that's the thing with this movie is it's also a huge tonal mess. Like, I don't think he could decide whether he wanted this to be a fun return throwback film or if he wanted us to be kind of serious. In my opinion, if you're going to old school American horror, go back to what made films like the ones you're fucking blatantly ripping off scary. Are there laughs in Mad Men? Yes, there are laughs in this movie. But when shit starts going down, and the fucking film changes tone and becomes scary. And we can all remember the blue atmosphere of Mad Men. And the girl scared trying to fix the engine. And the madman jumping on the fucking roof of the car. And the madman song, Lore of the Campfire, telling of his horror. And fucking the burning at the end when Cropsy's chasing everybody. And the end of this film with Mrs. Voorhees. They all have a moment where they kind of switch from, okay, we've had some giggles, we've had some laughs. Of course, there's the guy, the Indian guy in this who's shooting the bow and arrows, the goofball. There's a character like that in all of these movies. However, when shit gets serious, they get serious. Hatchet never has that moment where you go, okay, now shit's serious. The last 20 minutes of this film, they're still fucking cracking jokes. I didn't go to NYU. I went to Hofstra. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Holy shit. One of the shittiest jokes in the history of movies. And then you have, okay, we have some blood. We have some gore. We have some boobs, blood, and mayhem, right? These are the things that should make for a great slasher. But they're completely misutilized because he really didn't know what Tony wanted to go for. Like if you're gonna go for old school American horror, go for it. Make it scary. And you know, as much as I'm not a big fan of the whole backstory, as much as I think it's taking too much from other films, okay, if you do that and you play it serious and you make Victor Crowley somewhat of a sympathetic, empathetic character, maybe I can find on board with that. Like Jason, there's a part of me that feels bad about Jason. There's no part of you that feels bad about Victor Crowley. It's just such a goofy fucking character. And the design is so shitty, it looks like an overweight elephant man. It's just so... Blah. And okay, I see. Well, I missed quite a few comments. But I knew somebody was going to say this. I knew somebody was going to say, Grande, the kills in it, the gore in it, blah, 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 blah. Listen, there are plenty of really good slasher movies that have great kills and great gore. And I understand that. And I've already shown a few of them. However, they lose a lot of impact if they come off fucking goofy. This movie in a lot of ways feels like a parody. The fucking characters in this movie ride a short bus to the fucking boat that leads to the climax of this movie. They ride a short bus and they play this shitty fucking royalty-free music to fucking play them off. Holy shit. This is... Oh my God. I don't know. This is going to be bad, man. This is no good. Britt is in the house. Britt, what's going on? I hope all is well with you tonight. And you know, welcome to the graveyard, by the way. And there's a couple people that I didn't welcome in yet. Sorry, I was mid rant when y'all joined. Ryan Snyder's in the house. What's going on, good brother? I'm shitting on one of his favorites. I know he likes Hatchet. Probably everybody in here likes Hatchet. Collector Man's here. What's going on, my friend? I love the jaw ripping scene. See, I know a lot of people does. I know a lot of people do. And yeah, that's a good makeup effect, but I don't know. I just think that this one needs a little bit more than that, especially after all the fucking hype. To kind of deliver something that felt more parody than scary, I don't know. I just feel like he should have went one way or the other. It's too fucking confused when it comes to identity. Like it has an identity crisis, this movie. I'm telling you, Kane, you call him fat next time I see him. Don't tell Kane. He'll rip me in half. No, but... I do think the design is sort of goofy. And I get, and trust me, no, hey, can I give some positives? I can give a couple. Dion Richmond, I really like as the comic relief character. Tamara Feldman as the final girl, I don't mind her. And fun fact about her, she wasn't a fucking fan of this movie. And no matter what she tells you now, she was not a fan of this movie because she didn't want to fucking come back for the second one. She didn't want to come back. They approached her to come back. Oh, you're going to be our legendary final girl. We went with an unknown. She was like, fuck you. I'm busy. And they fucking recast her with Danielle Harris. Oh, another fucking independent horror person that people are going, I get it, Adam Green. I understand what he did. But I think at the end of the day, she had every right to walk away because the first film, it's very messy. And like, I think had he went to play it more horror comedy, it would have worked. But this movie, it's just at points, it's straight up comedy. At points, it's straight up horror with the gore. But there's just not enough horror in it. It's too goofy. And I don't know, man. It just tonally, I find it to be one of the bigger messes of the last few years. And I think that after all the hype, when I saw this movie finally, I was just like, really? Like, that's it? Like, that's all you've got for me? Like, I felt sort of let down. The ending that's like the fucking ending of The Sopranos, except worse, where, oh, Victor Crowley's in the boat and it goes to her and it fades to cut to black. Like, you know, completely spontaneously, like so anticlimactic. Oh, that Adam Green, that was the point because I knew in Hatchet 2 I'd pick up right from there. All right. Like, I don't know. This movie presented itself as it was going to be original and it was very unoriginal. This movie presented reinventing old school American horror. What the fuck did you reinvent? What did you reinvent? You got good gore effects. Great, bravo. There's a ton of slasher movies with great gore effects. That's not going to give me the pass for you. Oh, okay, there's titties in it. There's also titties in fucking porn. Should that really be a positive when those two fucking characters are anointing? You got the porn directing guy, boring character. You've got the fucking old couple. Oh, we're here in this fucking tour. Everybody in this movie doesn't have fucking two brain cells to rub together. And like in a lot of the Friday the 13th movies, people say, oh, the characters are unlikable and we don't like them and you want them to die. Fuck, I've never felt that way more when it comes to a movie than this one. Like, I wanted every single one of them motherfuckers to die. And thankfully, most of them did. But I don't know. I just think that Adam Green was a fan. And I think that a lot of people in turn really love this movie. And I could see in the comments that people put it over. And I'm definitely in the minority in this. So, hey, I respect y'all and I hope you all respect me. I just personally felt like after all the hype, it was a letdown. It really was. And like all the things that it promised, it didn't really deliver on. And I recently went back and rewatched Laid to Rest, which was Robert Hall's movie, the late Robert Hall. He passed away a few weeks ago. May he rest in peace. I went back and rewatched that. And I said, you know what this movie has? This movie has actually good gore. Okay, this has good gore. It actually knows what it wants to be. It actually knows it wants to be a horror film. There's maybe a laugh here and there, but it's not a fucking comedy. It's not goofy. It doesn't feel like scary movie at any time like Hatchet does. Laid to Rest knows what it wants to be. It wants to be a scary horror film. Oh, what's the backstory of this killer? Oh, we don't know, but it has a cool look and design to it. And Robert Hall, accentuated the positives and he hid the negatives. I'm going to show all the gore that I want. I'm going to have a scary tone and feel. I'm going to have characters that aren't fucking annoying, like Justin Whalen's character and Kevin Gage's character. I like the characters in that movie. I think the final girl is she's not the greatest actor. She has big yitties, but that's about it. Like, she's not the greatest, but I don't know. Like, I think that movie was way more of a good throwback to what movies like this used to be as opposed to Hatchet. I just think Hatchet got it all wrong. And hey, am I in the minority? Probably. But I think that, again, it's just one of those movies to me that was a gigantic letdown. And I think it's really poorly done. I think it's poorly acted, poorly directed. He does not capture any atmosphere or mood with this film. Just nothing. There's no atmosphere. There's no moment where you're like, oh man, like this is really scary. I don't know. I think this is one of the bigger letdowns in a long time. I missed quite a few comments. You guys are going off while I was going off, so I apologize. I've seen Digging Up the Marrow. Yes, I saw it. It was okay. Nothing that great. I like Frozen. That's like the only Adam Green movie that I will clearly put over. I really like that movie. Digging Up the Marrow was okay. You resurrected the slasher franchise that there was barely any new slasher franchises coming out. Good old Crowley came along. Ooh, okay, so somebody thinks that Hatchet resurrected the slasher. The Cinema Trashman's in the house. Dude, welcome to the graveyard, man. Good to see you. Cinema Trashman has an excellent Instagram page. I'm pretty sure you have a YouTube channel too. I don't know if you upload too much on it. Like, I know you do a lot of hauls and Criterion pickups and stuff like that. I totally, he's an awesome guy, knows all his shit, man. Cinema Trashman's cool people. Nothing, dude, right back at you. Nothing but respect. Let's see. Have you seen Charlie's Farm? You may like that. I have not seen Charlie's Farm. I will have to go check it out. Cinema Trash. Okay, Cinema Trashman's on my side. See, we got somebody in my corner. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Corey says, Icon. I'm going to say it. But, oh, no, don't do that to me, man. That's Bay right there. I love me some fucking Pamela Springsteen. But see, even those movies brought something a little bit new to the genre, right? Where you had a killer that actually was kind of winking at you while she was doing the things that she was doing and acknowledging other horror films. But the catch is, while still being an effective horror film. I think that's what Hatchet misses. It's not effective on its own two legs. It's almost like, remember that, remember that, remember that. No, motherfucker, you're here for the now. This should have been right here, right now. I don't know. That's just me, maybe. I have no idea. Thanks, dude. Anytime, man. You rock. But yeah, man, to completely, summarize this Hatchet movie, I always thought it was overrated. I think there are a couple actors, Tamara Feldman, Dionne Richmond, they do okay in it. I like them as actors. I think they did the best they could with shitty material. I do not laugh once in this movie. This movie has some of the shittiest fucking dialogue I've ever seen in a film where, come on, Victor Crowley, it looks like you've been molested by wolves. What the fuck? What does that even mean, dude? Come on. What the fuck? And the vibrator doesn't go in your ear, it goes in your twat. Oh, I'll put it in my twat as soon as you're done sucking off your dad. Oh, I'll do it as soon as you're done. What? As bad as Rob Zombie is at writing, that shit's even worse. That shit's worse. You've been molested by wolves. What? What the fuck? If somebody had said that shit in Madman, I would have fucking been pissed. In Madman, the bitch hides in the fucking refrigerator from the Madman. That's some fucking great shit. But this, what? Like, oh God, I know people probably want me to talk a little bit about the kills. They're okay. I mean, they're okay. The kill with the lady getting her jaw ripped open, that's a good kill. But it's just weak considering like the whole lead up to that. Like, oh, old man fucking retard fucking falls off the boat, breaks his leg. Then, I'll help you with all these poor people. Walk to the thing. And then Victor Crowley kills them. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I think Hatchet's such a disappointment. I can't even explain it. Like, it's just, I want to move on. Hatchet, I think it's an overrated piece of shit. I will always feel that way. I've watched the movie quite a few times, and every time in the back of my head, I'm like it this time. And every single time, I fucking don't. So, Hatchet, it spawned a couple sequels, Hatchet 2, Hatchet 3, and Victor Crowley. I am fucking proud to say that I've seen all of those movies, and they all still fucking suck, in my opinion. I do not care for his style, his vision of a slasher movie. I just completely think the guy misses the point, and sort of, especially at that time, was coming off very pretentious. Like it was, support unrated horror, like Adam Green's Hatchet 2. Motherfucker, if you're going to come out and say support unrated horror, don't put yourself over. Don't make it sound like, I'm going to bat for the boys, but at the end of the day, I'm really the only one that matters. That's pretentious, in my opinion. And hey, does the guy have a little bit of talent? Sure. I like certain movies he's done. I liked Frozen, like I said. But man, I don't know. I don't care for the Hatchet movies. And I think there's a reason that they didn't fucking go to the theater. And I know that he always goes, it's so I could have shown as much gore as I want. Like, you're full of shit. The movies weren't even good enough to go to a theater. Come on. Do you really fucking think that they were going to greenlight that to go to a theater? And he just said, oh no, if you're going to take some of the gore out, I'm not. Bullshit. He's full of shit, in my opinion. I don't know. That's just my humble opinion. AJ Zistro said, oh shit, King Nor, he's done it. I know I'm in the minority on liking Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 better than the first one. I know a lot of people, you know what it is too, and it's the opposite, whereas the first one is like a Friday the 13th rip, a serious Friday the 13th rip. The sequels are so like much more self-aware, and the killer is so tongue-in-cheek, and I think that really throws people. Like, people are like, why is Angela acting like that? But I think Pamela Springsteen really reinvented that character, and that's why those movies work. It's the self-awareness. It's the characters named after the Breakfast Club. It's the one-liners and say no to drugs. Strike 3. But where'd you learn how to chop wood like that before? I never chopped wood before, but I've chopped other things. Classic. I mean, the lines are just fucking classic, in my humble opinion. I love Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. This are my favorite of that series. Haha, you just made Corey jump the shark. Yeah, no, hey, it's okay. If people don't like Sleepaway Camp 2 or 3, I have certainly heard it before, and I'm sure I'll hear it again. I wish someone said the wolf line in Mad Men. I'm glad nobody said the fucking wolf line in Mad Men. I'm just going out on a limb and say that. But moving on. Okay, next worst first here. This is a little movie from 1984. This is a fucking snooze fest. This is Luca Bercovici. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. This is his film from 1984. This is Ghoulies. A young man and girlfriend move into an old mansion home where he becomes possessed by a desire to control ancient demons. Ghoulies. Okay, I will come out and say this. I like Ghoulies 2 a lot better than Ghoulies 1. Because in a lot of ways, Ghoulies 2 is the film you would expect the first one to be. Like, Ghoulies 2 is Ghoulies fucking up people in a carnival. And that opening shot of the moon and the hobo and, you know, the ghoulies on the bumper cars and the ghoulies biting the guy's dick off in the fucking toilet. That's, when I think Ghoulies, somebody says Grande, Ghoulies, I'll say Ghoulies 2. Ghoulies 1 is a fucking another totally fucking train wreck, man. It is a total train wreck. And here's why. it's fucking doesn't know what it wants to be either. See, so basically, there's a little bit of backstory on this one. Charles Band wanted to work with Stan Winston, and the two of them were trying to collaborate on this film. Stan Winston, being the talent that he is, he got very busy on other projects, and Charles Band said, fuck it, I'll move on, try to do without him. The guy he got was Jean-Carl Beekler. Funny enough, he's involved with fucking 3 of these movies. I just realized. Fucking Jean-Carl Beekler. Sorry, may he rest in peace. But Jesus Christ, he's involved with 3 of these 5 movies, which is crazy enough. He's the director of the next film I'll be talking about. But instead, they got him, and Jean-Carl Beekler approached this as, let's make the Ghoulies scary. Let's make a scary mini creature feature. Cool concept on paper. However, the director saw the designs and was like, I'm not feeling this. They look fucking goofy to me. Why don't we make this a fun film? Throwing a couple weird producing ideas in there. This film was actually originally going to be in 3D. And there's, in fact, a dinner scene where they're all sitting at the table and they all put these fucking sunglasses on. Supposedly being that moment where you put these on and go, oh, fucking put on your 3D glasses now. That's what they were going for in that scene. But it's weird because after 3 days, they scrapped that idea, but they keep that shot in the movie. They totally should have reshot that. But it's proof now that that was the original concept and idea. And because I think the director saw this as more goofy, and Jean-Carl Beekler and maybe some of the producers felt that the characters could be scary, I think you kind of had a clash in styles. And I think that's what results in the mess that Ghoulies is. This movie isn't really even mainly about the Ghoulies. It's more about this guy who's obsessed with the occult and black magic and, you know, seances and stuff like that. We follow more of his character than the Ghoulies themselves. And there's really like, okay, there's some Ghoulie hijinks towards the end of the movie. Once they get released, like they're, you know, on the dinner table and they're in the fucking gravy and they're fucking in the toilet. There's the shot of the Ghoulie in the toilet, which is on the poster. But for the movie that you know, would think you're going to get, you know, like a Gremlins or a Critters, it plays itself a little too fucking seriously, in my opinion. And like, I totally think that they should have went with what the director felt. Make this a fun, goofy movie. Make this crazy Ghoulies in the house. What you did with Ghoulies 2 in the carnival, changing the setting, I would completely do the same thing, but just in this big ass mansion. What can we do with that? How many fun kills can we have? What colorful characters can we have? This movie, again, doesn't have too many colorful characters. You have one guy I like. He's wearing the sunglasses throughout the whole movie. I thought he was funny. But other than them, I mean, you have the chick from fucking SVU, fucking Mariska Haggerty, fucking Law and Order bitch running around. She does an awful job in this movie, trying to play like a prude bitch, and I completely don't like her character. I did think there was a funny scene where she screams, and they all hear her scream, and they all kind of turn around. They're all like, man, she's a screamer, isn't she? I thought that was funny. Like, I definitely think there was a good movie that could have happened here if everybody on the production was on the same boat, but it seemed like you had some people going, oh, let's make this a fucking scary cult classic. And then the other half was like, oh, well, let's fucking have fun with this. And mid-80s, you're not going to top Gremlins. You're just not. You should have just went ahead and had fun with this. And that's what Ghoulies 2 goes ahead and does. So that's why I've always felt Ghoulies 2 was slightly better. And Ghoulies 3, I see some people in the comments saying Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies go to college. I completely agree. Have fun with it if you're going to do this. And like this first movie, it's just no fun. It looks like it's going to promise all the fun in the world, and they'll get you in the end and making it all about this stuff. I don't know. At the end of the day, it kind of just falls flat on its face for me. And weirdly enough, this blew my mind. This was made on a budget of about $1 million. This movie fucking grossed close to $40 million. The first Ghoulies. $1 million budget. Grossed nearly $40 million. That's fucking wild to me. Like, that's wow. Fucking Ghoulies, man, really? Like, of all the movies to go ahead and gross $40 million on a fucking small budget, it was Ghoulies. And that's why I guess they had to greenlight a sequel. And I don't know. I'm glad they did, because Ghoulies 2 I fucking adore. And I actually hope one day that does get its own release. I know you can get it on a Blu-ray double pack now with the original Ghoulies. I would love a 2-pack of Ghoulies 2 and 3 on Blu-ray. I think that would be the Blu-ray that would like, and with features and shit. Like I would love to hear from that cast. They go for some style in this, but I don't, overall, this one kind of falls flat on its face. I'll go back in the comments a little bit. For the record, Sleepaway Camp 2 is awesome. I know you are. I know. Yeah, I mean, Trenchy knew too. That Trenchy knows you well. Yeah, Ghoulies 2 is awesome, better than the first for sure. Yeah, and you know what's weird though? There is a cult of people that like Ghoulies 1 better. I just don't get that. Like, what about Ghoulies 1 is better? Ghoulies 3 is my favorite, and yes, I know it's bad, but Ghoulies 3 at least knew what it wanted to be. It wanted to be a fun, stupid comedy. And it's weirdly enough, John Carl Buechler, who fucking initially was upset that they wanted to take the serious tone and not take the serious tone in this movie, and it turns around and then he makes Ghoulies 3, which is, it's almost like he was like, God damn, maybe I was wrong. I don't know. I've never really heard him talk about it too much, but that's kind of the realization I get. He would never direct Ghoulies 3 if he wasn't all in on Ghoulies being fun. Ghoulies never did much for me. Dumb, goofy fun to watch late at night. Just this one, I don't have as much goofy fun with it. I think that's the problem, really. Like 2 and 3, totally. This one, it's kind of a snooze fest. It's more about black magic than the fucking what's promised to me. Like I don't know. It just very, very flat film. Agree. Ghoulies more like fucking stupid. Yeah, no, I kind of agree. This is stupid with 2 O's. I'm gonna have to completely agree with you. Let's see. Trenchy says one of the weakest. Oh, 4. Yeah, 4 is the worst. I agree with that. 4 is definitely the worst. But when it comes to first movies, this is one of the worst first movies for me. I love that you love Ghoulies 3, Trenchy. I don't care for it though. Yeah, no, completely. I can see how somebody wouldn't like it, but I definitely think Ghoulies 2 is the best one. Most people don't collect their man for good reason. Yeah, no doubt. But that is Ghoulies. Again, just never been a big fan. I think it's kind of sort of an overrated cult film, personally. So moving on into the next film, and I swear this is not a John Carl Buechler shit show here, but another film that John Carl Buechler was involved in. Not only did he do the special effects for this one, he actually directed it. So without further ado, it is from 1986. It is Troll. A wicked troll king in search of a mystical ring that will transform him into a human form invades a San Francisco apartment complex where a powerful witch lives. Yes, Troll. Now, this one sort of gets off easy, and I'll tell you why. Troll 2, the infamous best worst movie of all time, which I love and is the best troll movie, at least the best movie with troll in the title. It's not really connected to Troll 1. And in that instance, it's really hard for me to sit here and rag on Troll 1 because this one will probably be the least amount of ranting out of any of these. But with that said, technically, Troll 2 is a sequel to this, even though they're only connected in name only. This is an original film, and it is one of the worster ones, I would say, in my humble opinion. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the original Troll, but right off the bat, some fun things about this. The lead character's father is named Harry, and his son is named Harry. The family's last name, the Potters. This is the first Harry Potter movie, motherfuckers, and it involves witches. It involves some sorcery. It involves some fucking creatures that are not too much different than my good brother Dobby. So part of me wonders, did J.K. Rowling get fucking stoned and sit down and watch Troll? And did that bitch somehow, some way, shape, or form come up with the whole idea for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone? I wonder. I truly wonder. I really do. Because what an interesting, it's the same name. Okay, it's a kid. Okay, there's witches in the film. Okay, there's some creatures in the film. Huh. All of a sudden, it sort of kind of gets like, really? Like, I don't know. Part of me likes to think that maybe, just maybe. But I don't know. I digress a little bit here. This film, it's another one that's sort of lame, man. Oh shit, here's a fucking Harry Potter enthusiast herself. Don't go there with Harry Potter. Amanda, this is the first Harry Potter movie, Troll, and it's a piece of shit. It has the bitch from Seinfeld in it playing this fucking crazy nymphomaniac lady covered in fucking pot leaves. I shit you not. That happens in this movie. I don't know, really weird. But welcome to the graveyard, man. I hope all is well with you tonight. I like Troll 1, but Troll 2 does outshine it for sure. Julie Louis-Dreyfus is dope in it. Yeah, no, and apparently now there's no shots of her naked in this film. However, apparently there is a behind the scenes photo where she is naked. And like, I'm pretty sure she's done all she can to make sure that fucking picture does never surfaces. I don't know the whole backstory on that, but I just think that's kind of funny that like somebody may be just holding that photo for ransom. Like, I don't know. I don't know if somebody has tracked it down, but I don't know. It's just, I think it's kind of funny. And like, I know for a fact, is very ashamed of her role in this movie. Like, she was on, I think, Conan or one of the shitty late night people. And they were going on and on about, oh, you were in this movie and you played this fucking weird nymph and, all this shit. And she got really angry. Apparently, like after the thing was over, berated the producers in Conan, or I think it was Conan, but I could be wrong. But I think it's kind of funny that to this day, she's still kind of ashamed of this movie. And understandably so. It stars Noah Hathaway from great movies like Neverending Story, which that's a lot better than this. And the thing with this movie is it's sort of just a dumb film. It's sort of lame. Not much really goes on in this movie. You have this kid's sister. She gets possessed by the troll and he sort of wants to fucking marry her. And then there's this weird witch lady who's old and like she wants to be young again and they turn her ass into a tree. Like, it's just fucking all over the place to me. And this is another one where, all the effects and makeup work are good. And it's funny, almost all of these, I find the effects work good. Almost every movie we're going to talk about tonight, the effects work is good. But yet the movie kind of falls flat. And I think it kind of proves a point that while I absolutely love great special effects, I think there's so much more to what makes a good movie. For me, do great effects help? Yes, 100%. But you got to give sometimes a little bit more than just that. And John Carl Buechler was very talented when it came to special effects. And there's some good, I like the main troll's smile and the design I think is nice. There's this weird fucking lamp that the fucking witch lady has. And it sounds like fucking, I don't know. It looks like a fucking penis. And like she puts a lampshade over it. It looks like a giant fucking penis. And it has a face on it. And it has like this high, like Minnie Mouse pitched voice. Weird, fucking weird. Like this movie, it's like almost like trying to be like something like what Jim Henson movies and work like Fraggle Rock and stuff like that, like maybe a darker Jim Henson production, but it just kind of fails on that. Like the characters and creatures, yes, but the story, and they almost, I feel like, try a little too hard with this movie. Whereas Troll 2, it's just about trolls that want to eat people or goblins. It's Neil Bach spelled backwards. They're just goblins, trolls, whatever, that just want to eat people. That's as complex as a fucking troll movie needs to be. There shouldn't be there's a love angle. Oh, and there's a fucking possession. And there's this bitch that wants to be reborn. And here's all these creatures and all this stuff. And I don't know. I feel like it's sort of just lame for me. I just personally, I don't know, found this movie a little bit lame and not one of my favorite movies of the 80s, and one of those movies where it does kind of like, part of me is like, oh well, I appreciate that they went as far with it as they could. Like they actually tried to make the plot coherent and they tried to make a sense out of it. Like they really did. They tried their hardest with this movie. I just sort of think it pales in comparison to just the fun absurdity that is Troll 2. And I think that it's funny. I know this is a known fact. For a long time, John Carl Buechler hated the fact that Troll 2 was the cult movie and not his film. And he was always like, oh, when are they going to give the special cult release of fucking Troll 1? And like, I don't think that day's ever going to happen because I don't think there's a fan base for it. It's really kind of just a lame film, in my opinion. So that's John Carl Buechler's Troll. John Carl Buechler, I apologize. I did not even realize that you were involved with 3 of these fucking movies until I went into this. But, that is what it is. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Troll 1. Well, J-Kid did rip off Worst Witch for Harry Potter, so I wouldn't put it past her for Troll either. And Worst Witch was Tim Curry, Fairuza Balk. That's actually really good one in my opinion. Anything can happen on Halloween. Your dog can turn into a cat. That's a really good one, man. Worst Witch. I haven't seen that in a long time, but long live Tim Curry for sure. You have the photo. Oh shit. It's gonna leak later. I don't know, man. Hit me up if it does. I want to fucking laugh my ass off. I put Harry Potter as worst firsts. Oh shit. I don't know. Does he mean the chamber? Does he mean the Philosopher's Stone, or does he mean? Oh, I'm assuming he's shitting on the Sorcerer's Stone. I don't know. I'll be honest, I like the first 4 Harry Potters a lot. Order of the Phoenix is a piece of shit, or as I call it, the Order of fucking Curly Fries. The first Troll is pretty charming, but I don't consider it horror. Yeah, that's another reason I kind of have to be lenient on it. It's not straight up horror. It really isn't. It's more fantasy than horror. It's like dark fantasy is what I would call it. And it's not, that's why it's sort of a hard one to kind of just brag on, I don't really want to do that here. But it is a film that I found rather weak. In my humble opinion, I did kind of want to mention it in passing because I do like the sequel far better, Troll 2, even though if it's in name only. Looks like a penis. I find that hard to believe. Dude, no, it does. I guarantee it's a fucking like giant fucking clay penis with a fucking face, and it sounds like Minnie Mouse, and this witch bitch puts this like lampshade on it. Like, oh, this people will never notice. Like, I don't know. For fucking lame. That's a lame. Troll is a lame film, in my opinion. But moving on here. And this may be these next two may be very controversial. I don't know. Maybe not as controversial as Hatchet, but this is another movie that I remember when all the hype and going to see this and being fucking really pissed off and let down. This one's from 2005. It is none other than Eli Roth's Hostel. 3 backpackers head to a Slovak city that promises to meet their hedonistic expectations with no idea of the hell that awaits them. This is Hostel. Oh boy. So Eli Roth makes Cabin Fever in 2002, and I will be honest, I don't mind that film. When I first saw it, I thought, in years past, it's grown on me slightly. I think it's not as bad as I used to think, and it's definitely the best of those movies. So that's definitely not a worst first. But Hostel. So Saw came out and lit the world on fire. And everybody and their mother, once again, said, we have to fucking make another torture movie. Now, whereas Saw has a very interesting story and message and point and good acting and a good mystery, good thrills, it adds all of the things around the torture, element. And it kind of makes a really good movie with all the stuff around it, This movie is like the opposite. There's no fucking point. There's no fucking message. There's no fucking scares. There's no acting. There's nothing positive I could say about Hostel. This is like if Ed, Ed, and Eddie, but like 100 times more annoying, because I love Ed, Ed, and Eddie, not going to lie. That's one of my favorite Cartoon Network shows of all time. Long live Ed, Ed, and Eddie. If Ed, Ed, and Eddie somehow got 100 times more unlikable and stopped scheming people for jawbreakers, went to fucking wherever the fuck this movie, Slovakia or wherever the fuck, and fucking trying to get laid, and then all of a sudden they find out that all these businessmen are paying to fucking, have them tied up in chairs so they can brutally mutilate, torture them, and kill them. That's the whole point of this movie towards the end of the day is that these businessmen are paying to kill these people that want to go there and get laid. It's so lame. It's just so like, I feel like the people that love this movie, and this movie grossed a lot of money too. This movie grossed $80 million worldwide. That's a lot. That's crazy money. That's double what Ghoulies did. But I feel like this is one of those movies that people that watch the news a lot would like. Because they go, oh, I bet that really happens, around the world in foreign countries, and it's scary, and these fucking wealthy businessmen that torture people, blah, 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 blah. I just don't find it interesting. It's really not my cup of tea. And I look at when people say, oh, I hate torture porn or whatever. This is a movie I consider to be torture porn. It's fucking a lot of titties in the first half hour, a bunch of dumbass, unlikable fucking Eli. They're like 3 Eli Roths. Just unlikable. Let's fucking get laid. We have the fucking the Playboy wannabe, the fucking moral one, and this is not my saying here. They pretty much portray this character as the dumb foreign one. That's basically the 3 characters you get. That's as much death as you get. The dumb foreign one gets fucking killed. They get a text from him that says, I go home, and it's his fucking decapitated head on a table, and they don't realize it because they're fucking stupid. Holy shit. Fuck, I go home, and it's a picture of the guy's fucking head that has just been cut off. And they go, oh, it looked like he went home. Fuck you. You put fucking bad names to Ed, and Eddie. Ed, and Eddie would have fucking figured this shit out. And they would have threw fucking jawbreakers at these people that fucking ran the hostel. And then would have fucking escaped back to the cul-de-sac and celebrated with fucking Rolf and fucking Plank and fucking Kevin and fucking Naz and fucking Sarah and fucking Jimmy. That's what they would have done. But no. Oh, fucking Ollie went home. Where the fuck did he go home? You took a fucking train there. He fucking got on a train and went back home? How? What are you talking about? You two dumb fucks. Oh, I'm moral, and I've got a fucking shitty fucking 11-year-old boy's haircut. And I'm sitting here like a fucking idiot. Oh, and they're going to cut my Achilles tendons. Oh, Grande, look at the special effects. Who gives a shit? That shit's horrible. Holy crap. Oh, man, could you imagine if somebody slit your Achilles tendon? I don't give a fuck. Who can... Jesus Christ. All right, let's go to comments because I'm fucking pissed. Where the heck did we leave off? I'm sorry. I lost my cool there. Didn't mind Hostel sequels were lame. The beginning of Raw's hackness. Yeah, like, and it's funny because with Adam Green and Eli Roth, like, it seems like a lot of people like them. And when I think about it, like, they're horror fans. They've definitely got, their love for it. And I respect that. I respect anybody that can go out there and make a film and do what, especially film that they'd love to make. I just think that in a lot of ways, man, Eli Roth's another guy that doesn't get it. And a perfect example of that is Green Inferno. If you like Green Inferno, I don't know if you truly get what a great cannibal movie is and like the point of a cannibal movie. Like, again, he sees it as the violence, up it. The reason Cannibal Holocaust is a masterpiece is because of the fucking message at the end. Who are the real cannibals? We may never know. It's not these savages that grew up in the fucking Green Inferno. It's these fucking people, these preppy New York, film students that fucking came there and disrespected their culture, disrespected their food, burned down their houses, and had sex in the ashes. Those are the true cannibals. That's the true horror of that movie. It's not the cannibals. It's not what they do. It's what that fucking preppy Alan character does, smiling at the girl impaled with the pole. That's the true horror of that movie and why it works. Eli Roth doesn't get that. Eli Roth just sees a lot of it as just violence, action, titties. I like all that stuff, but it has to be integrated in the right way. Ruggiero Deodato was a guy that got that. Eli Roth doesn't get it. He just sees it as a fan, enjoys it, and tries to imitate it. And in my humble opinion, he's not good at it. That's just my 2 cents. I know some of you probably like, you fucking four-eyed Amish looking fuck. I'm sorry. I can't help it. That's just my thoughts. James Moss says, Creepshow 3 sucks. Yeah, no, completely. One of the biggest pieces of shit of all time. Collector Man, yeah, I agree with you on this one. Hostel just isn't my thing. It's just not. And, like, to me, man, a lot of this it's just too bleak. Like, whereas Saw, there's some life to it, and there's fun to the story, and, like, trying to figure it out, and who is Jigsaw? At least the first one. And then the second Saw it's almost like a slasher film in a fucking house, and they're getting picked off one by one, and the numbers on the back of their heads. There's a cleverness to the Saw, at least the first couple. Where is the cleverness? Where is the fucking innovativeness? Where is anything that should keep me coming back? It's just people being tortured, dumb people being tortured. Really? Oh, well, Grande, that's shit you may see on the news. I don't watch the news. The news sucks. It's just fucking negativity after negativity, man. It just is. It's just, oh gosh, I agree with you, Collector Man. I'm just not my thing. Is he ripping Hostel? Hell yeah, I took a shit on it. Ed and Eddie style, man. Yeah. Oh man. I'm not a fan of Hostel. I can't lie. I'm not a fan. I just got the movie The Stuff ordered on Amazon. Just came in today. That's another one. That's actually one of my few negative. I'm not a fan of The Stuff, man. I don't know. Great concept, bad movie. With that said, though, may Larry Cohen rest in peace, because I did love Larry Cohen. The Brown Inferno. Yeah, for real. That is the fucking Brown Inferno. Soul Trenchcoat. I haven't seen any of the Hostels. Man, I consider you lucky. I really do. And like Hostel 2 is the same movie, but with women. It's like, oh, what? Eli Roth sitting in a creative room. How do I make a sequel to Hostel? Quentin Tarantino thinks I'm worth a shit. What do I do? Oh, I'll put bitches in it. And I'll have them fucking bleed all over the place. What the fuck? Like, what? Oh, and the survivor of the original Hostel, the people that like this movie liked that he survived, we'll kill him in the opening 2 minutes. Shit. Holy shit. Grande going all NYC hardcore. Yo, man, where's Paul Heyman? Where's the fucking Hammerstein Ballroom? Let's get a fucking hardcore match going. Me versus Eli Roth and Adam Green in a fucking 2-on-1 handicap match. And Victor Crowley is the special guest Elephant Man referee. I'm down with that shit. And Kane Hodder's going to have to raise my hand at the end of that shit because I ain't losing to those two pussies. I feel like the old mom from Exorcist, who you do this to me? Oh, shit. I don't know. I mean, Corey. I'm sorry. I don't watch the news either. I can't watch the news, man. And like, there's a lot of people, they'll tell me, well, how do you watch horror? I'm like, dude, how do you watch the 11 o'clock news? Like, it's always just horrible shit. Like, it's like, oh, fucking 96-year-old woman beaten and robbed. I'm like, I don't need to hear that. Like, I'm trying to go to bed in a couple minutes, man. I don't need to hear that shit. Like, it's too depressing. It is to me. Like, I get it. I understand why people are into it. They want to be informed and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm much more into the world of make believe, and that's why I love horror so much. Spoiler alert. Yeah, fucking, they're going down, brother. I'm sorry. They don't stand a chance against my ass. Especially when I'm angry. If I'm going off on rants on Hostel, I'll go hostile on fucking Eli Roth's ass. But man, I don't know. This, again, another movie where K&B did the special effects, and again, the effects are good. So it's weird. It's like a theme here where, you know, you can have great special effects and your movie could suck. And these first few I mentioned are definitely up there. This movie grossed $80 million worldwide. It spawned a sequel, and I don't believe the sequel did quite as good. I don't even think it did half the money that Hostel 1 did. And then Hostel 3 came out, which was Hostel in USA. It was Hostel in Vegas. And like, where I think what they should have done with Hostel 3 is, why not have the Americans be doing it? And maybe it's people visiting our country, you know, being the ones that are having to fight out of that. That would have been really cool. Where Eli Roth was trying to prove the point, especially even in the second one, where, oh, you know, these rich, wealthy, squeaky clean businessmen, they're, you know, have a dark side to them on the other side of the surface. I got it. I get you, Eli Roth. You're not as fucking smart as you think you are. But Hostel 3, they should have just changed it up. Oh, now it's the Americans. And maybe for once get a likable character in one of these films. It's just absurd how fucking unlikable all of them are. It's just really, it's absurd. That fucking, oh my God, when they fucking didn't realize that son of a bitch got decapitated and they sent the fucking text to them, they were like, oh, I guess he went home. And don't even question it, really. Like, one guy's like, I wonder where he went. And he's just like, oh, fuck it, man. I want to go get laid. What? If my friend just randomly disappeared like that and he sent me a text that weird, I would fucking call his ass and be like, dude, like, I'm not going anywhere until this motherfucker picks up the phone. Like, if I find out he's okay. You know, it's just personally me, but it is what it is. Damien's mom, right, King? Why, Damien? Yeah, no, that's a great one. Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan has problems. Honestly, I like Jason Takes Manhattan, though. That's a fun one. I love the darkest side of the night. I love the fucking song, man. You Break on My Heart. Yeah, them, for sure. If Americans did it, they'd have to call it Hotel. Dude, that would be fucking funny. That would be so funny. Hostel 3, Hotel. That would be Hostel 3, Airbnb. That would be fucking funny, man, for sure. Let's see. I like the scene where Jason punches Julius's head off. Yes, VC Dupree, man. I'm a huge fan of Friday 8. That's a fun one for me. All right, so that's Hostel. Absolutely hate the film. Find it worthless. Not one positive I can give. Probably of these 5, my least favorite movie of those 5. Like, that probably, yeah. It's that or Hatchet. Like, of movies I just think are just fucking worthless. And now to the finale. Probably the most universally liked of these 5 movies. Although I do, and I have noticed a lot of diehard horror fans don't really love this one as much as the general going audience, I would say. And it is from 2007. It is Oren Palace, Paranormal Activity. Yes. After moving into a suburban home, a couple becomes increasingly disturbed by a nightly demonic presence. Yes. Paranormal Activity. This I remember, and to this day, I think what was the smartest thing that this movie did right was the marketing campaign. All this marketing campaign was showing a brief snippets of the movie and then showing shots of the crowd in like night vision, that green night vision of people screaming, throwing popcorn in the air, grabbing onto each other. And it got people the idea that this was really going to be a scary horror film. Going back to the scary roots, right, of movies like Blair Witch, the movie that really, completely, reinvented with the found footage and all that stuff. This was like one of those movies that was like, holy shit, like this is another organic supernatural ghost movie. Holy shit. And people are loving to love it. This one grossed almost $200 million off a budget of 15 grand. Definitely making it the most profitable movie on this list. But man, I have quite a few problems with this. Number one, and I know there are a lot of Blair Witch haters out there. And if you hate the first Blair Witch Project, that's totally justified. I understand. I find it more scary in that film, the legend. I find it more scary in that film, the situation, the setting, the middle of the woods. You don't know where you are. You're hungry. You're thirsty. You're tired. You're scared. You're alone. You're alone. And all you keep seeing when you fucking wake up in the tent at night is fucking creepy stick figures, rock patterns, and fucking your friends' ripped out teeth and gore and hair in a plastic bag. To me, that's how you do organic scares without showing anything. This movie, its idea of scares are this couple sleeping at night, and then you see the door sort of move a little bit. That's one of the scares. There's a scene where they're trying to message the, spirits of the house, and the Ouija board turns on fire. There's just, I find the scares of this movie to be sort of lacking. And whereas movies that were made probably solely because of this, movies like what I talked about last week, The Conjuring, Insidious, I think those movies do scares far better than this movie. That's just my opinion. And hey, when I give credit where it's due, yes. I will say number one, on the budget that this had, for it to gross almost $200 million, bravo. That's bravo, man. I bravo. Of when it comes to original, this one's a little bit, probably a lot more original than a lot of movies on this fucking list, especially Hatchet. Sorry, not sorry. This, it's just so damn weak with its scares. It just really is. Like, there's not really any moment where I'm like, oh my God. It's kind of weak. The story is kind of weak, where they keep showing pictures of her as a little kid, and this has always been, after her. And then in all the sequels, they're trying to make it connect and all this bullshit. And I like the simplicity look of this movie, but I also think that it kind of fails in what it's trying to do, because I expected, honest to God, I expected to be scared when I watched this. And that never really happened to me in this movie. And that's not like I'm above being scared or anything, because there are movies like The Blair Witch Project that I find scary. There are definitely quite a few horror movies that I find scary. I think Session 9 is a fucking scary film. I think to this day, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a scary film. There are tons and tons of films that I find genuinely unsettling and scary. This is just not one of them. And I partially really have to blame the director, Oren Pillay. He didn't go on to do much. He made a movie called Area 51, which I have seen that piece of shit, and it is just that. It is a piece of shit with fucking these idiots trying to invade Area 51 to see aliens. It's another found footage movie. It's a piece of shit. Don't ever watch it. Even though he didn't have much at his fingertips, he really wasn't able to execute much. And I think that's where this one really kind of falls flat for me. Whereas, Blair Witch, I liked the whole story, and he would make one kid stand in the corner, he'd kill the other one, and then when he was done, he would call the kid in the corner and kill that kid too. And the people they interview, this is just kind of an annoying husband and wife in their house, just arguing about shit. And then the ending is just sort of like, really, I know they reshot that ending. There's like 100 different endings to this, where there's one where she's, a demon. That's like the main ending everybody talks about. There's one where you just see his body fly into the room and it cuts to black. There's one where you see her walk out of the room. There's so many fucking endings to this. I know Steven Spielberg apparently saw it and was like, change the ending and you've got a masterpiece. And that's basically what happened. This movie turned a crazy profit and is one of the bigger horror series of the last 10, 15 years. It's interesting. It really is. But I don't know. At the end of the day, man, this one just kind of falls flat for me. We can read some of the comments here. I'm definitely, let me scroll up for a couple of these. Hold on. I don't remember. I think I was here. Damn, like this series too. That surprises me. What do you like about this series, AJ? I have to hear that. I am stunned you like these movies. That's shocking. Ryan, Paranormal Activity is trash. This one may be the only one I agree 100% with you on. Yeah, no, I know, because you're a big Hatchet guy. I fucking hate Hatchet. I know you like Hostel too. But yeah, no, I don't like those ones. But yeah, no, I'm not a fan of Paranormal Activity. Oh, I hate the first Paranormal Activity. I actually prefer some of the sequels over it. Just boring as hell. Yeah, I will say the third Paranormal Activity I felt was the only one that really got the scares right. Like, the only problem with that movie is it like promoted itself to be like, there's so many scenes in the trailer that's not in the movie. Like, there's a scene where this priest and he's trying to bless the house and like the demon like bashes his head against that's not in the movie. Like, there's so much stuff in Paranormal Activity 3 that should have been in there that's not. In a lot of ways, it's almost like a Bloody Mary film. But no, I think the sequels stepped up the scare elements. I think that's what this movie's really missing. I like the simplicity. I like the idea. And I think the marketing was the reason it made all the money and got all the hype that it did. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I just think it sorely needed a better filmmaker. But I don't know. I don't think I won't shit on Oren Pillay because he didn't have that much. He didn't have that much at his disposal. And this movie really organically got over, as opposed to fucking Bloody Disgusting and Fangoria and Rue Morgue and all these movies, or these magazines putting over movies like Hatchet and Hostel before they even came out. Like, that's just kind of my 2 cents. I lived through the Blair Witch thing, so I didn't fall for this one for a second. Overrated. I agree with you, man. I completely agree. I think I look at Blair Witch and I go, that's how you do no budget scares, creepy, or what have you, right? And this is sort of how you do it wrong. I definitely. And again, see, this is what's so fun about these shows. You're going to have a lot of differing opinions here. When you bring up unpopular opinions, you'll have the people who be like, hell yeah, man, I actually agree with that. Then you'll have the people who go like, you're fucking crazy. Fuck Blair Witch. Blair Witch, go fuck yourself. I love Blair Witch Project, man, personally. That's just me, though. And my man, Collector Man. I also ordered Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, on DVD. Oh, man, love Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. The show is like one of my favorites of all time. Faux show. Let's see. I like Paranormal Activity 1. The marked ones, enough as a franchise, it can die. Yes, it can totally die. And I think that's one franchise that they just they tried so hard to make them all connect, whereas they probably should have just done more Paranormal Activity going on elsewhere. Like the second one, it's like, oh, it's the girl's sister, and it's the day before the Paranormal Activity one. And the third one, it's them as kids. And the fourth one, it takes place after the second one. And it's just such a fucking clusterfuck, that series. And like how they did the whole, I don't know. I think it's just, it should die. They really should let it die. Now that one movie that came out last year shot with Zoom, the movie is fucking dumb, bro. Didn't get the hype. Oh, fucking Host. Yeah, no, that's another one where just everybody, oh my God, it's so scary. I don't know. I didn't feel it. Didn't see what they saw, I guess. I don't know. And I think that's the thing too with scares. Scares are so subjective. Like, I remember seeing Insidious in a theater and being fucking terrified. I remember the first time I saw the original Nightmare on Elm Street and being fucking terrified with the scene with Tina in the body bag and reaching and being dragged by invisible force through the hallway and that trail of blood. That's, to this day, haunts my dreams, my nightmares. I just don't get that with this movie. I don't get that with a movie like Host. It's just, scares are very subjective. What might scare me might not scare you. And I think that really is what makes or break a movie like this for certain people. There are certain people that totally got freaked out by it and felt they saw things that weren't even there. And that happens the same thing with Blair Witch. You don't really see much in Blair Witch, but you feel it. And to me, you feel it. But I know a lot of people that weren't feeling it. I should check out Paranormal Activity. Enter at your own risk, James Moss. Enter at your own risk. I don't know. I'm not a fan. Overrated movie, in my opinion. Just didn't like how the sequels gave us the same movie over and over. Oh, but the endings were different and they're supposed to be connected. Yeah, exactly. They become so messy towards the later movies. Like, it's just like, really? Like, you fucking really going to reach that far that, like, oh, the baby in this one was this bitch's this bitch's kid, and then she stole him, and then the kid's growing up and he's weird, and then the twist in the fourth one is that it's another kid. Like, oh my God, it's just such a mess, in my opinion. I don't know, not a fan of Paranormal Activity 1 or the shitty fucking franchise that it spawned, in my humble opinion. So, not a fan of Paranormal Activity. And, well, there you have it. I mean, those are the 5, in my opinion, the ones that I came up with. And we could do tons of these. I'm sure there are tons of worst firsts, if you will. But those are the 5 that I definitely fucking am not a fan of when it comes to movies that were successful in their own way, spawned one sequel and or franchise that I'm not a fan of. Like, when people say, oh, the original Halloween, oh, the original Texas Chainsaw, oh, the original Nightmare on Elm Street. I hope, 30, 40 years from now, no one's saying, oh, the original Hatchet, oh, the original Paranormal Activity. Like, I hope not. I really, truly, the original Hostel. I fucking hope not. I don't know, man. These are movies that they haven't aged well, and they're not even that old, half of them. I mean, I know Troll and Ghoulies are rather old, but the other 3 were made fairly recently. So, I don't know. That is what it is. But those are the worst firsts. I hope you all enjoyed this. This was a fun show. I always enjoy ranting because it's pretty rare. But I don't know. It's always a good time for sure, man. I don't know if anybody wants to talk about anything else. But otherwise, I guess we can just call it a night here. I want to thank everybody. We had a really full house tonight, so I really wanted to say thank you all for that. This is a really fun show, kind of an innovative show, if you will. And yeah, so I don't know. I had a great time as always. We'll be having episode number 99 next week, the last week of double-digit Grande Graveyard episodes. And then, man, 2 weeks from now, Graveyard number 100. So I'm looking forward to that. Once again, there will be a couple giveaways. There'll be Q&As, all that good stuff. So I look forward to that. Next week, I'm not sure what we're going to be doing yet. I'll let you all know as soon as I do. But I just wanted to say thank you all so much for joining the Graveyard tonight. It was always a great time. Mr. James Moss says, have a nice day. You too, sir. Right back at you. Have a wonderful day. And my good brother, the Soulless Trenchcoat, says, great show, man. Stay frosty. Dude, absolutely, man. Absolutely. You too. Stay frosty as always. Stop making fun of your Amish beard. Wear it with pride. Dude, I'm on blood thinners. I kind of have to wear it with pride. I don't know. I'm like a overweight Amish person that has electricity. Yeah. Who's streaming live. Great stream. Have a great night. Dude, thank you so much, Collector Man. Rock on, everybody. Keep it creepy, keep it beautiful. I will be having the nominees for the Horror YouTuber of the Month either tomorrow or Saturday. So stay tuned for those. And hopefully you guys all come out in droves to vote for your favorite YouTuber who is going to be the Horror Tuber of the month of June. So I look forward to that. So everybody have a wonderful night. Stay frosty, stay beautiful, and we will catch you next week only on the Graveyard.